Hello Spencer, it's December, which means I'm making videos again. Did you miss me? I want to say good job so far with making a video every day this week. In this video, I'm going to talk about some things that I watched recently and that I really enjoyed. First is a series of videos by the YouTuber Morgan Page Loves. I discovered this YouTuber through GCKW and started watching some of her videos. But it was her series of videos entitled Last Week that really blew me away. What she did was that she made a video every day of the week, and then that next week she uploaded the video from the previous week. But these weren't your typical vlog videos. Most of these videos had very little talking, if at all, in them. Instead, they were a series of images that she used to help convey her emotions that she was going through that day. It was the simplicity and abstractness of these videos that made me love them. And the fact that altogether they make up a great story. I'll put a link to the playlist in the description box below. Now to talk about two different movies that I saw recently that I really liked. The first is The Hunger Games: Catching Fire, which is the sequel to last year's Hunger Games and is amazeballs. The new director Francis Lawrence is a big improvement over the last director Gary Ross. Not only does Lawrence not shoot the action shaky cam so you can actually see what's going on, but he does a much better job of making the world of Panem more believable by showing how unique each district is and how it stands in contrast to the capital. The returning cast does as great of a job as the first one, if not a little bit better, especially Elizabeth Banks, who shows a more human side of Effie Trinket, and Jennifer Lawrence, who does an amazing job of showing how emotionally and psychologically scarred Katniss is after the last Hunger Games. Of the new cast, my favorite was Jenna Malone, who plays the out-there character of Joanna Mason. This movie is greater in all aspects than the first film, and it's definitely one of my favorites of the year. Now for the second movie I want to talk about, Porco Rosso. This was one of the few Miyazaki films that I hadn't seen yet. And I watched this movie because I saw a GIF from a scene in this movie that made me really want to watch what this movie was about. This GIF was of when Porco and his new assistant/mechanic Fio are surrounded by a bunch of pirates. One of the pirates says, "Hey look, he has a girl with him." And the leader of the pirates turns to him and says, "So what, half the world's population are women." This GIF illustrates what I think is one of the most fascinating aspects of this movie, which is that it was proven to Porco that women are able to do anything. Now, most of Miyazaki's films have strong, independent female characters. It's just that this is the first one of his films where I've seen where the main character questions the capabilities of the female character in the film. When Porco goes to his favorite mechanic to get his plane fixed, he tells Porco that his granddaughter is going to work on his plane because his sons, who usually work for him, are off fighting in the war. But Porco dismisses Fio as just some little girl, though eventually she proves her capabilities to him as a mechanic and then joins him on his adventure. Even though it has nothing to do with what I was just talking about. My favorite line in the movie is when Porco is talking to an old friend of his who's a captain in the Italian Air Force and is asking Porco to join the Air Force. And Porco tells him he'd rather be a pig than a fascist. And that's all I have to say about these two movies. If you have your own opinions on the movies, leave them in the talk box below. Spencer, I'll see you tomorrow. Capabilities.